Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to A Skull. I was attracted to this game because of the developer's itch.io page, which listed my face is melting in the heat, which listed a number of different features of this game, including a skull. So I don't know anything about this game, but it's going to involve a skull, and it has freaky music. Before you sits a human skull, bathed in a flickering yellow glow, as if illuminated by candlelight. There is no candle. There is only a skull. The skull's jaw creaks open. The acrid stench of late autumnal decomposition stinging your nostrils. In a tone that is less of a voice and more of the white noise of the untuned old television, it slowly utters one word. Choose. Choose what? Where am I? Who am I? Am I dead? Am I alive? Where is your body? Where's the rest of you gone? I could ask you the very same question. Mine's right here. I know you've never seen me above the nipples, but still, the rest of me does still exist. Choose what we're... am I alive? I don't know. Does this look like the sort of situation that living people would find themselves in? I mean, not really. Am I dead? If you were dead, would you be able to hear me, see me, smell me? Ugh. If anybody says you can smell me, that's not a good sign. Where am I? You're with me. Oh, how informative, thank you. Who am I? You are you, who else would you be? My... You are so helpful. What am I supposed to choose? Choose and be done with it. You close your eyes with exasperation and are met with a bizarre vision. A spider devouring a pixie, a bat with the face of a bearded man, and an owl perched on a branch wet with blood. Okay. I am not even going to attempt to understand what's going on here. I don't know, I'm supposed to choose the bat, it's green. Light green. Without a word, your mind effortlessly slides to the bat. A sickening taste of bile rushes to your throat. You cough and splutter, putrid acid filling your esophagus, if you even have one. Do you? That's a strange word, isn't it? Esophagus. Struggling to catch a breath, the flower of pain spreads across your chest, and it squeezes. One of those words that just seems to lose its meaning the more you say it. All words do. It's catalogued psychological phenomena. Esophagus. Sounds a little like ancient Egyptian, a little like sarcophagus. I must say, I always rather admired the ancient Egyptians, especially their approach to anatomy and physiology. Of course, the pyramids are a wonder to behold, but personally I am far more interested in their pioneering work when it comes to vascular structure, ducts, tendons, when it comes to meninges and centrospinal fluid, and other words I'm not familiar with because I didn't go to medical school, because I'm not a doctor, because I'm an idiot. All this talk is not helping you with the foul swell in your throat, the blossoming grip across your pectorals tightening like a vice. You begin to vomit uncontrollably. Ew. The bat isn't pleased. It's nothing to feel queasy about. In fact, quite the opposite. Is it a bat? Is it a man? Is it the night? Is it vengeance? Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'll stop making stupid references and I'll get on with the game. A man-bat or a Batman? I think it's a Batman! Don't be silly. Oh, gosh. Me and the developer think alike. Please don't. As I was saying, it's nothing to feel queasy about. Would you feel sick considering the workings of a wristwatch? The intricacies of an engine? An engine isn't so squishy. Of course not, but they're alive, not like me. Yeah, I would actually. They're not alive. So moving parts, cogs and gears you find mundane. Well, they didn't say that exactly. The Batman man-bad continues. But the perfect beauty of life itself churns the contents of your stomach. Well, why don't you make a wristwatch sentient and ask it to think about all of its cogs, and then see if its non-existent stomach begins to churn? That's not fair. Life doesn't churn my stomach. Foul-smelling guts and gizzards do. So what if it does? It's not perfect beauty. Life isn't always peachy. Disgust is part of life. To the skull. I don't like this one. Can I choose again? Well, I mean, this is very true. Disgust is just as much a part of life as joy is. They do have a point. I suppose they do. You might be covered from head to toe in puke, your head reeling from all this strange backward logic and talk of ancient Egyptians. But you have a point. And if perfection does not equal beauty, then maybe there is beauty in imperfection. And perhaps, on occasion, one might even find beauty in something disgusting. Like our friend here. I think they're talking about you. Oh, charming. Well, Mr. Ricketts, I don't think you're particularly perfect or gorgeous either. We are. We are. The world around you fades to black. The revulsion and pain are swept away with it. You're aware only of the fact that not every mechanism need be perfect. Not every cog neatly sized, sitting flush in place. Not everything in life has to be beautiful. But you are, even if you're covered in puke. This is the beautiful ending. Okay, I feel like that was meant to be a message about society and social media and stuff. To be honest, it's way too hot and it went straight over my head. So it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter if you're not beautiful, but don't worry, you are beautiful. And it doesn't matter if you're covered in puke, but don't be. But also, it doesn't matter if you are. Oh, sheesh. Okay, let's see what happens if we choose the owl. The image of the owl digs its talons into your mind, piercing agony in your brain as you feel it latch onto its prey. The pain is white-hot, searing, but it subsides as the owl's mighty claws settle into the place of your grey matter. It's like the feeling of acclimatizing to an ice-cold sea, your body numb yet somehow alive with pure sensation at the same time. It's like that, except, well, you've got an owl's great big mitts burrowing into your skull and ripping your brain to shreds. And you rather get the feeling that if you, or it, were to move even a hair's breadth, the agony could be extraordinary. You're right. It would. I'd listen if I were you. It's an owl. They're very wise, and that's why I'm going to give it a rough Cockney accent. Oh, that's just superstition, but you're right, they really all listen to me. Why is that? Because I have a set of giant razor-sharp talons with a grip strength of 500 pounds per square inch, and I have them burrowed deep into the cerebral cortex of our friend here. I would rather like to think that in the positions were reversed, I would be all ears too. I don't know why we've gone from Cockney to nasal, but never mind. Talking of which, I also have amazing hearing. Not only do I have very powerful set of ears that could hear a pin drop in a cornfield, I also have a sculpted concave face that expertly directs the sound where it needs to go. Oh, is that why owls have faces like that? I never knew that. In fact, you could almost think of it as a third ear. So in a sense, I really am all ears. The owl does not laugh at its own joke, if indeed it was meant as one. However, a small twitch, involuntary or otherwise, sends a lightning fork of intense electric pain shooting through your brainstem. The agony is so impressive that it would not be inappropriate to call it exquisite. To each their own. Although to do that, you would have had to have stopped screaming first. Oh, I am sorry about that. You don't seem particularly sorry. That's fair. Okay, I'm not actually very sorry. But maybe some more owl facts would help. Yes, I would like to know more owl facts. No, I don't want more owl facts. Oh, that reminds me, there were other options that we could have clicked on in the bat option. I'll have to go back and do that in a minute. Can you take your talons out of my brain? Right. Never mind all of that. Back to the talons. Your face is slick with blood-stained tears. You can only imagine the mess the owl is making inside your head. I suppose you're wondering why I've chosen to bury myself deep inside your brain. If I'm honest, yes I am. And I suppose you're hoping I'll remove myself. Indeed I do. Well, I can't. Too bad. You really can't, you know. You see, even though I might sound wise, and you don't, I do. Does he? Even though I might sound wise, and I might even be wise, I'm still a massive bird of prey, and tonight my prey is your juicy brain. You sound like a zombie. No, I am nothing like a zombie. I am an owl. You see, nature can be extraordinarily beautiful, and it can be deeply moving. Sometimes in nature it can be unbelievable benefit to the body and the mind in so many ways. However, nature doesn't care about you. In fact, that's part of the beauty. It just is. That makes a lot of sense. No, it's all about balance. Elements existing to benefit each other. Humans breathing out oxygen and plants breathing it in harmony. The owl gives some pause. Are you pausing to consider their point? Or are you just doing it to seem wise? Can't it be both? I suppose. So you're saying there's more... Yes, the spider is going to have just as ridiculous as a voice. Deal with it. There's more to nature than unfeeling bushes and wild beasts. Yes, it's about universal harmony, cosmic balance, karma, and all of that stuff. I rather suppose that I see your point. You do? I do. He does. Yes, it all makes sense to me now. In a way, we're all one, aren't we? And in a sense, that means that nature does care, that by giving one, it simply has to care out of self-preservation. There's just one thing. The owl don't care about me. One teeny, infinitesimal point. Sometimes, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, just sometimes, you still get your brain torn to ribbons and eaten by an honest-to-goodness owl. The owl carefully and methodically rips you to shreds from the inside out before devouring you in your entirety. Later, he will vomit up your bones and fur. My fur? What fur? I shaved just last night. As you know, you kept up to date. As you will know if you kept up to date with your owl facts. Oh, I love this game. I love this game to pieces. Okay, let me go back to here. What if I say I would like another owl fact, please? Oh no. Did you know? Here we go. The owl shoots the skull a look, a bit like, well, a massive pair of talons in your staring at your brain cells. I said, did you know? Ignoring the inner Mongolian folklore. Owls enter the house at night to gather human fingernails. Oh no, you've done it, haven't you? Did you know wizards say they used to have arrows tipped with the fingernails of bewitched men to kill owls? They're not all about fingernails, are they? Did you know, maybe you should try to stop him, did you know that in Ireland it said that an owl entering the house must be killed at once, but if it flies away it will take the luck of the house with it. Good old luck of the Irish. There's an awful lot to unpack here. These are great, more owl facts, come on. That's pathetic. You've just memorized these from a misguided attempt to sound wise. Get the talents out of my brain! Oh, thank the heavens. Are you sure you... They don't want any more owl facts. If you could only bring yourself to focus on something that wasn't the searing pain, you might take a look at dejection in the owl's eyes. Did somebody say something about my eyes? I'm quite certain they didn't. Because the interesting thing about owl's eyes is that they said no more facts, because the interesting thing about owl's eyes is that it's you've forgotten, haven't you? I have not. You have indeed. He has. You've got them, and you don't even know what it is. Oh, leave him alone, he's trying his best. I don't know, and I do. He doesn't know, and I do. I know the fact. This is ridiculous. I know the fact. You do. You do. You do, maybe. They're cuboid shaped, they're tube shaped, they're saucer shaped. Well, let me look this up. Tubes. They're tube shaped. Shrill ringing sounds filling every crevice of your ear canal, starting around the pitch of a fevered smoke alarm running low on battery, and rising to a supersonic shriek which instantly turns your inner ear to pink paste. Tube shaped! I think you were right. The skull sounds thoroughly relieved, almost proud as he utters the last static-soaked word, before exploding into a million shards of porcelain and grave dust. Tube shaped! The owl's talons tear through the insides of your the insides of your head like hot knives through butter. A fantastic tantrum of spectacular violence, egged on by the massive, massive, beaming smile on your face. The lights go out, but it doesn't matter, because you know, you told him, and you were right. This is the ha-ha told you so. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. No, I don't want to overwrite the save, I want to load a save. Okay, what if you say, leave him alone, he's trying his best. Don't patronise me. I've already forgotten what his voice was. Maybe we should get back to the matter at hand. Oh yes, of course, the matter at hand. The owl composes itself. Never mind all that, back to the talons in your brain. Your face is slick with blood-stained tears. You can only imagine the mess the owl is making. Oh, okay, this leads us back to the, the other bit that I've already forgotten what it is. What if we say that nature doesn't care about me, and it makes a lot of sense? Oh, I'm glad that you agree. And you do. Wait a minute. Yes. Yeah, that's true, and nature really is beautiful, yet unfeeling phenomenon. Yes. And you're proud to be a cog in this existentially leafy machine. Yes. I mean, hang on, whose side are you on here? But yes, yes. Then, do you care so much about how you look? How I look? I only care for facts. Oh, sorry, I'm just having flashbacks when I used to discuss politics on the internet. Oh gosh, sorry, if we remember that happened, I need to calm down for a second. Right, okay, back to life, gentlemen. I don't think you do. I've had enough of all this. Just let him out of my brain. Let him at my brains. Oh, I don't think you do. And you're right. It's not only about the facts. You two ganging up on me. He just likes the idea of facts, doesn't he? He wants to seem wise. He does. This is fun. We should be on the same team more often. Maybe we should. You're right, though. He does seem to like the idea of this, oh, nature's unsympathetic machine and this oh my business. He just... What? A what? Where did you hear that? It's not even a word. Makes sense now. You know why the owl is so determined to rip up your brains and eat them? You're jealous. You're jealous and you want my brains for yourself. What brains? I haven't got any. I've got a piece of cheese between my ears, and that's all. The way things are going currently, I may take it out and put it on a piece of toast. Yes. Yes. You know it to be true, and so does the skull. And so, most importantly, does the owl. This is pointless. Is it? Maybe it is. Nevertheless, you feel the dagger-like talons retracting from the home of your squishy old brain. Whatever, I was just pretending. I don't want to eat your brains anyway. The skull can't help but rip out an enormous belly laugh. Remarkable, given his complete lack of belly and belly button. Oh, that's old chestnut. Where's your belly? You breathe a sigh of relief. It looks as if what remains of your brains are relatively safe now. I mean, you're caked in blood. Your head feels as if you've been caved in and you're not entirely sure you remember your own name. But I guess that's what happens when you argue with something that just wants to mess around with your brains. Even if you win. This is it's a bit like fighting on the internet. This developer is just thinking the exact same things as I am. We're on the same wavelength. It's amazing. Okay, what if we... What was this? What if we say... Yeah, this just goes to the other point. Okay, so I think we've exhausted the... How do I get out of here? There we go. I think we've exhausted the owl, unless there's anything here. No, I don't want to save. I want to load. Here we are. Load, yes. Yeah, okay, I think we have exhausted the owl. So let me quickly go back into the bat and see if anything is different there. What if I say, yes, I would consider the inner workings of a machine like a watch goopy? You would? You would? Yes, screw it, why not? Yeah, I find it absolutely revolting. As if to prove the point, you expel the remaining contents of your stomach with gusto. Spiteful heaving. I must say, I really wasn't expecting that. I don't think any of us were. So if I were to discuss, say, the insides of a wind-up set of chattering teeth, puke or don't puke, to puke or not to puke, that is the question. Whether is nobler in the vomit to think of the flesh of arrows and... I've completely forgotten how it goes, never mind. I was never good at Shakespeare, right? To puke. Extraordinary. Oh, this is just disgusting. And stupid. And what if I mentioned, oh come on now, we're better than this. In fact, come with me, I've had just about enough. We're starting over. No, if he wants to make me puke, I'm gonna keep puking. Puking out of spite. Oh, seriously, just grow up. Grinning from ear to ear, you manage to choke up a small torrent of puke. I have never seen anything like this. You two are on your own, I'm leaving. And so you spend the rest of eternity gleefully throwing up, despite a sort of curious, allegorical, whatever that word means, man-bat hybrid. I really hope you're proud of yourself. This is the disgusting ending. Oh dear, okay, what about the spider? What voice should we give the spider? As you silently acknowledge the spider, you feel a rush of euphoria sweeping through your body. As you sink further into the state approaching something near total bliss, an image of an intricate gossamer web crystallizes behind your closed eyes. Are your eyes open? You can no longer tell. In fact, amidst the ecstasy, you are acutely aware of the fact that your body simply does not exist. Did it ever exist? You struggle to hear the skull's words, which is unsurprising considered your distinct lack of ears. Your body, did it ever exist? Because I don't see it. Did you? Surely it existed. You must have had a body at some point, right? How else did you get here? And yet, you don't seem to have one now. And yet you can see. You don't have eyes, or at least you think you don't. You can't see your eyes, but then, who can? Everybody since the invention of the mirror, and I must have a body, or else what was the owl trying to eat? No, you don't have eyes, yet you can see. You can see the spider's precision handiwork with the utmost of clarity. Better still, you can feel. Oh friend, you feel incredible. You didn't answer me. Did your body ever exist? Of course it existed. You know, I don't think it ever did exist. Of course it existed. There's no way that anybody could just dream up one as awful as mine. The sheer ecstasy rippling through your body drains in an instant, replaced instead with an all-consuming mortal terror. Wait. Rippling through your body? Mortal horror? Perhaps you did have one after all? Yes. You did have a body. You did. But I ate it. The terror rippling through... Oh, wait, hang on a minute. The terror rippling through your being, essence, is that right? Whatever it is, it's all consuming, yet by the sounds of it, you've already been consumed. Yet the spider ate your body, leaving only whatever this is. Nothing but phantom pain, or a set of limbs and organs where we once have existed. Was it tasty? Was it what? No, not you. I'm talking to the spider. The body. Was it tasty? Oh, yes. Very tasty. So many flavors. The better tang of frustration. Scatchering moments of pure superiation and words I'm not familiar with. Years of heartache. Well, that's true. Love, disgust, delight. All baked into every molecule. Oh, it was tasty. Well, I'm glad. I wouldn't want to taste the boring. I don't care. You ate me, not in the fun way. No, 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 no. That would be a meal befitting of the spider. No, you were an exciting, extravagant feast. There were no leftovers. Thank you. The overwhelming, abject horror that saturated every fibre of your being begins to wane, seeping from your pores to be replaced with a drowsy contentment. Does a spider really eat your body? And if it did, does it make any difference? At least you tasted good. Flavour through hardwired experiences, filling you until you bubble over with delicious, nourishing life. I don't know, I'll ask my friend Joe the cannibal. Joe, the more experienced people taste... not experienced like that. No, Joe, you're always so dirty about it. Just go away, honestly. I was going to get your culinary experience in on the matter, but you're just an idiot. Just go away, leave us alone. Honestly, I've had it with you. Honestly, you just can't take that guy anywhere. He's useless. And when it comes down to it, when it really, really comes down to it, sorry to interrupt, but it looks like you're spacing out a bit there, friend. Shall we move on? Yes, let's do it. No, I'm working on something. Yes, let's go. Okay, we'll go then. You feel your eyelids dropping, if you can have them, or any eyes to lid in the first place. Something is drooping anyway. Once again, you are consumed by the vision. Oh, I see. You can actually go back to the beginning again. Okay. Let me load back then to here and say, no, I was working on something. Right here then. Where were you? Oh yes, it feels as if you're on the verge of something. Maybe that's okay though. Maybe it's okay to be on the verge. Maybe you'll just sit here for a bit. If you can sit without a body. I suppose it doesn't really matter. You feel good. You taste good. This is the contented ending. I suppose that's the best ending I could have expected, given the fact that I was eaten by a spider. Okay, let me quickly go back and say I don't think it ever did exist. Yes, it's true. You never had a body. As the spider hisses this impossible truth, you detect a note of something behind its venom. It's not disgust. Ah, that's it. Pity. You wanted one. You wanted a body so badly. You wanted it so I could eat you. Okay, this is getting interesting. I wanted to have a body so that a great big spider could eat me. No. As an arachnophobe, I can thoroughly convince you that under no circumstances do I want that. You hated me. You begged me to eat you. Pleaded with me, sobbing on your knees. It sounds like the start of a video that I'm not that doesn't exist on this particular site. But how could I eat something that simply wasn't there? How indeed? Wait a minute, something doesn't add up here. Why would I want to be eaten? How can you talk to me if I wasn't actually there? This sounds perfectly reasonable to me. This sounds perfectly reasonable. Oh dear. Why would I want to be eaten? To know what you taste like, of course. How can you really be sure? You're living if you don't have a taste. Suddenly you're crucially aware of the fact that the euphoria that swept over you has ebbed away. You don't even feel it leave. No goodbyes, and its place is left just nothing. After all, how can you feel without a body? You wanted it so badly to be eaten. I'm very sorry. Solemn silence hangs in the air. Neither the skull or the spider are to be seen. Makes perfect sense, too. On Earth could you see them with no body? Is that all there is? Goodness, this got a bit grim all of a sudden. Yes. Well, when you put it like that, I guess there's not much else to say, is there? You feel a pang in the metaphysical cavity where your chest might be. Or, wait, maybe you do have a chest after all, and it's not a cosmic empty. Were you wrong? This is the bleak ending. This... yeah. No! Oh, here we go then. You feel your eyelids drooping even if you have them. The eye sits in place, something is drooping. Oh, is this the... oh, I see. Okay, this just leads you back here again. Okay. What else can I do with the spider? Yeah, if I load here, why would I want to be... oh yes, how could you talk to me if I wasn't there? I'm talking to you now, aren't I? You're not actually here. Suddenly you're crucially... oh, this is just this again. Okay, that was a little bit disappointing, but never mind. This sounds perfectly reasonable to me. Glad one of those things, though. Suddenly, oh, this is a bit disappointing. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of that. What was this one? Oh yes, I don't care how I tasted. You ate me. Well, of course I ate you. You asked me to. Now why would you go and do a thing like that? The spider's many eyes regard you with an air of confusion. After all, it's obvious when you really think about it. Why would you ask to be eaten? To know what you taste like, of course. How can you really be sure if you're living even under a taste? As we discussed, you tasted very good. Oh, okay, which one is this again? Shall we move on? Oh, right, okay, we're back here again. Okay, let me go back to the spider. I think one of the first options I didn't actually pick, did I? Let me see. Okay, I think we've pretty thoroughly explored the spider, so what happens if we choose nothing? Really? Nothing? To save again? There's an awful lot of saving in these games. Yes, nothing. I don't have to choose, do I? Let me think about this. I don't have to choose, do I? I suppose you don't have to. It still sounds more than a little dejected. Indignant, even. While it once appeared strange and frightening, now it seems a bit silly. Precisely. A little bit silly. You're right, you know. You don't have to choose. You don't have to choose anything at all. You really just hear it sigh? Sometimes a skull sigh. Yes, I sighed. But just because I don't have lungs or vocal cords or lips, I can't sigh. I don't see your lungs, but I bet you can. I bet you sigh all the time. Oh, I really think you've really cheesed it off now. Oh good, I'm glad. Okay, let me choose again. I'll do it properly. I'm glad. You find yourself alone with your thoughts. The ivory chatter of bone on bone is no longer. The nostrils free from the smell of rotten grave dust. Nostrils? You've got those. Not like a skull. I heard that. Guess this is it. An impasse. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is how it's supposed to go. As you sit in the darkness, or stand, I suppose it's up to you, you feel a familiar shroud around your shoulders. It's warm, it's soothing. You're safe now. Safe in the knowledge that you made this choice. You made it. The indignant ending. Okay. What if I say, let me have a think about this. Oh, okay, this returns here again. Okay, I think that's it. I think now I've explored most of the game. I think that... Ow. For the record, I have just bitten my tongue, and I know exactly what it tastes like, and it tastes extremely painful. Okay, I think that's about all there is to this game. I think I've explored most of it. I think there's 10 endings in total, if I remember the page correctly. I don't know if we got them all. I don't know if we explored exactly everything there was. But, that was quite enjoyable. That was quite freaky. I don't exactly get what was going on. The art was very nice. I have to say that. The art and the drawings of the different characters and the different images that it was bringing up in the background was very nice. And this music is freaky. I really like this music. But this is weird. This is really wild. It's nice to see one of these games, one of these visual novels rather, that just seems to be sort of just being who it is and what it is, which in this case is just a weird load of different characters and different things to be said. I don't really know what's going on with it, but I like that. I like that it's not trying to tell some big story or some big meaning or do sort of, you know, influence anybody or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, you know. The games can be a fantastic medium of doing stuff like that, but at the same time it's nice to just sort of sit back and relax and just have a slightly more simple and straightforward and a little bit silly experience once in a while, which is very nice. So, that was a Skull. That was really enjoyable. I really liked that. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.